Good morning. On behalf of the City of St. Louis and the great state of Missouri, it's my distinct honor to welcome each of you to the first of what I believe will be many GEOINT symposiums in St. Louis. I'd like to thank my friend Robert Cardillo for his leadership and the USGIF team for making this celebration of the GEOINT community a reality in what I believe will be the new center of geospatial intelligence as we see it in this country today, and that's in St. Louis, Missouri. When NGA started the search for a new headquarters location to replace the truly historic 2nd Street headquarters in St. Louis, a small group, including Congressman Lacey Clay, Mayor Francis Slay, and myself, had a shared vision for why that new headquarters should be in St. Louis. We believe that a new NGA headquarters located downtown in the North St. Louis area could provide an important anchor for new jobs and investment and lead to new development and ultimately to really a vibrant GEOINT ecosystem. We talked about how the NGA's new headquarters had the potential to transform, revitalize, and uplift a big segment of our community in St. Louis. We believed that tomorrow's technology workers would really want to live downtown, and at least when they started their jobs, they'd want to walk to work or bike to work, to be car optional more in many cases. There were really several St. Louis-based sites, and the one at Scott Air Force Base in Illinois also was being considered at the time. Frankly, the odds were pretty long for the North St. Louis site to be selected. Most of the experts said the safest option would be to move NGA's headquarters from St. Louis to Scott Air Force Base, just a few miles away, but enough away to make a big difference. Fortunately, then NGA Director Robert Cardillo decided to focus on leveraging unclassified capabilities that really could be uniquely enabled by the downtown site. When it came down to it, instead of picking any of the safe options, Director Cardillo bet on St. Louis and selected the 90-acre site in North St. Louis as the best location for NGA to build on what had been their rich past and define what the future of NGA and GEOINT could be right here in Missouri. The value proposition for N2W didn't stop with the downtown location. It was really decided by NGA early on that N2W should be more accessible to industry, to academia, and the St. Louis community so that they could embrace in many ways the historic close association in the community with the intelligence world, but also to move beyond that. N2W would be unlike any other intelligence community facility existing today. Importantly, the new headquarters will dedicate a significant portion of its space to unclassified work. It'll feature wireless communications and will enable the NGA to leverage the unprecedented unclassified innovations delivered and in the future will be delivered by the aerospace industry, the geospatial industry, and entrepreneurs who are out there every day thinking of things that we haven't done before, but we're going to be doing soon. As a senior member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, I help provide oversight and authorize resources for each of the 18 agencies in the intelligence community, and that includes the $1.7 billion N2W. The N2W's approach to leveraging unclassified collaboration was unique enough that we recognized early on that NGA would benefit from a working model for unclassified collaboration prior to the time the facility actually opens, probably in 2025. Senator Warner, current chair of the committee, past chair Burr, past chair Rubio, all have worked to make this happen. Then suddenly COVID hit. As we were in the middle of this discussion, the government agencies were forced to work from home on unclassified networks for most of the year, and many of the intelligence agencies struggled to get anything done working from home, but NGA embraced the telework model and adapted missions to leverage prior investments in commercial imagery, analytic services, and unclassified information technologies that really enabled employees to accomplish a lot of what they would want to do if they were working at work to do that from home. To build on and fuel that kind of progress, I sponsored resources and guidance in the last two intelligence bills directing the stand-up of an unclassified collaboration center that would become Moonshot Labs at T-Rex, somewhere I know you're all going to have a discussion about this week. It was especially rewarding to see NGA build the collaboration center at T-Rex Technology, and to be there just recently. I visited the first time 3 years ago. The energy and passion of people like Patty Hagan and Mark Munsell had a lasting and important impact on me as I began to realize how rapidly this GEOINT part of our economy could change. As most of you know, the energy you feel when you spend time with the startup community is truly contagious. Through several small federal grants and Patty's grit and determination, she's now leading an IT accelerator that's directly led to the formation of 120 new companies and 4,400 new jobs with an annual economic impact of over $600 million. NGA decided to build the Moonshot Labs Collaborative Center at T-Rex in that downtown location. In July, I had the honor of partnering with D&I Director Haynes, Director Sharp, and many people from NGA to launch Moonshot Labs. Moonshot Labs provides NGA a world-class facility in downtown St. Louis that will be used to define new processes and build new relationships with industry and academia to sustain a new way of doing business at N2W. New buildings and facilities are important, but when I speak with intelligence professionals about what we need to be doing, I've also always reminded about the data. The geospatial community understands better than anyone that unclassified data and analytics enabled by artificial intelligence to have really the potential to be a real game changer. Operational commanders across the globe tell me they want to use unclassified analytics rapidly derived from commercial imagery and other open sources to answer some of their most important questions. I've been an outspoken advocate for increasing the national investment in commercial imagery and analytics, but also the other rapidly developing things in the commercial side. They're going to add in a pretty dramatic way to our ability to continue to lead in our own defense. This fiscal year, I work with my colleagues to authorize a 30% increase for commercial data and a 300% increase for analytic services to meet the expanding requirements of users across the federal government. Increasing investment has the potential to do everything from meeting operational requirements to fueling new innovation to ensuring that U.S. industrial base will continue to lead the world in commercial, remote sensing, and analytical capabilities. You invented remote sensing and built the U.S. into the global leader. But we can't rest when our adversaries are making huge investments in space and rapidly approaching many of our capabilities, often by stealing our capabilities and then moving on from there. It's hard not to be excited about what's happening in St. Louis. I believe the GEOINT ecosystem you will see built over the coming years is going to transform St. Louis into the center of the GEOINT universe. But that can only happen if you commit to making it happen. NGA made the first commitment when they decided to build a $1.7 billion Western headquarters in the northern part of St. Louis. My message this morning to the GEOINT intelligence industry is this: move part or all of your workforce to St. Louis so you can be part of the transformation here. When you get here, I know you'll find partnerships with local schools, colleges, and universities to build the next generation of skilled workers at every skill level that you'll need, like computer science and data science and geomatics. Lastly, I hope you'll invest in the hardworking people of our state and our community, and particularly in North St. Louis, who can and I believe will become vital members of your team and support your local operations. My message to my colleagues at the city, state, and federal government levels is that you've done an incredible job getting to this point, but this is just the beginning. I certainly challenge our local and state government leaders to develop a world-class infrastructure and a safe environment for our industry partners to move their families to St. Louis and to downtown St. Louis. I encourage you to provide creative tax incentives and grants to make this region the smart business choice for our new industry partners. At the federal level, we need to continue, and I think we'll continue to do our part to provide the resources and grants to advance small businesses as well as to continue expanding investment in commercial imagery and analytics and unclassified capabilities. My final message goes out to NGA. My friend Bob Sharp and his team are leading the intelligence community when it comes to leveraging unclassified data, leveraging analytics, and the entirety of the ecosystem that will grow around NGA in St. Louis. I'm proud of what you've done and continue to do. I look forward to seeing NGA fund innovative prototypes through Moonshot Labs while planning for success and thinking through how to operationalize these pilots when our partners deliver. I certainly challenge NGA to embrace your role as GEOINT functional manager and confidently lead the global GEOINT community to ensure our national security. And finally, I want to thank each of you for your critical contributions to our national security and expansion. We're going to see great things happen in the use of location technologies. This is going to be one of the fastest growing segments of our economy. And I announced earlier this year that this will be my final term in the Senate. I'm pleased to have had a chance to represent the people of our state. Serving Missourians has been a great honor, but part of that honor has been seeing what can happen with this part of our economy. I look forward to seeing you in person at the next GEOINT Symposium in St. Louis.